In Nkrumah time have been better because the union forced us to do things which we don't want to do. This motorway, we went on strike for 9 days that the motorway should not be built. I was among, I'm ashamed today. Akosombo, 13 days. They said it shouldn't be built, it's a waste of money. You see, and we went on strike for 19 days. Now, Kwame Nkrumah said it's a national affair. It's not a political affair. Okay. So what he did was, by force, we had to pay £10 each for the building of Akosombo. I paid.
Experience, they say, is the best teacher, and it is always refreshing to sit with people to share their life experiences with you. As we continue to celebrate Ghana in the month of March, here on People and Places, I sit with yet another senior citizen who is willing to share with us his memory of the country, Ghana. Before we continue, like this video, share, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel on GhanaWeb TV. I am Partey Narh, and this is People and Places. I'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. You are watching People and Places on GhanaWeb TV. I am Partey Narh. My guest for today is a very important man in the country. His name is Mr. Ernest Quist. Sir, you're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's an honor to meet you and also to be with, share some time with the people of the old.
Okay.
Yes. I want to ask, you are 90 years. What have you been doing right? Advise us.
Is it in connection with food or lifestyle?
Lifestyle, maybe.
Lifestyle. When I wake up in the morning, I do some 1 or 2 exercises. And I always remember my God. Because without God, there's nothing that you can do. So I do some prayers. Then I take my tea. At times I take lemon and hot water first thing in the morning. Before I take golden cocoa, no sugar, no milk.
Okay.
That's how I take my this thing. At times 1 egg or 2 or 3 or 4 times a week.
And that is helping your health up until today. All right. First, I want to know, how was life like for you growing up? You've been around since the 30s.
From my childhood, or?
Yes.
From my childhood, in fact, I didn't know my father. And my mother wasn't lucky. All along, I was working before I got to know my father. I was very brilliant in school, but the person who was caring for me, he also went on pension, so I couldn't continue anywhere. But luckily, I've completed elementary school, that's standard 7, 1953. Then, by God's grace, I saw an advertisement that railways, they are recruiting apprentices. So I applied. It's a funny story. When I was going to work, no shoe, no Charlie water, nothing, barefooted.
So how are you going?
Where is the money to buy Charlie water? So I just walked and I saw a European going, and I handed over my application form to him. But in fact, I have got a very good handwriting. When you look at the writing, he said I should follow him. So I followed him. Not knowing the man was an ex-serviceman. He started running, so I have to follow him run into his office. They gave me a very big book to write certain things on it. I wrote till I finished writing. Not knowing he was comparing, he comes from Scotland.
Okay.
He was comparing if it is I who wrote that application. You get it? So he got to know that I wrote it. Then he said, okay, I should go and come in a week's time. In a week's time, I go and come. Then he gave me, on one Saturday, that I should go and withdraw £5 for him. I withdrew the money before I came. The man was not in the office.
Oh.
And I don't know his bungalow too. So I have to go round to see him. No, he was testing me if I'm honest. So I gave the money to him. So he became my benefactor.
Do you happen to remember his name?
Pardon?
Do you happen to remember his name?
Oh, it's James Kenneth Shields from Scotland.
Okay.
He's the Chief Inspector of Works, Ghana Railway. So they employed out of us 12. Vigorous exam. We are about 300 and something. They choose the first 12. And he put me in his office. He taught me plan reading, draftsmanship, surveying, and then he sent me to the workshop to learn carpentry and joinery. Then I was also started taking overseas course on my own, because I see that no, I have to upgrade my education. Okay. So eventually, even if he's going on leave and the next European comes, I'm the best man in that office because I know everything. So he was teaching me to take over even from him. So I go around with him on inspection, and through that I got to know a lot practically. And, it was fine.
How old were you at the time?
Oh, I can say about 20 something. But I started work on the 5th June 1954. So I can say I was 19 years.
Okay.
And then I started work.
So how was the working condition like, especially with the whites?
Oh, it was very nice. You know, you have to be truthful first. If they had trust in you, then they can teach you. My European taught me as if I'm in school. At times he beats me.
Can you remember any of such days?
The thing is, he says we Ghanaians, we don't think. So what he does is, he will give you a project. He says construct a handmade truck which can carry about 100 bags of cement and pushed by 2 people. Then he locks you in his office. Go and think and do it. So you think, then the idea will come. After the idea has come, then you go to the shop and manufacture it yourself with others, and you do it. Then we take the truck to the cement shed, load it, he'll be driving, and we push it. So that's how he trained us. In fact, so we are perfect. I can say we are almost perfect.
Okay, let's talk about the era of politics, when politics was growing up in Ghana, indigenous politics. Were you aware at the time?
I was very, very aware. And I can say on authority that politics entering Ghana wasn't very good.
How so?
Because Kwame Nkrumah brought young pioneer.
Were you a member?
No, I don't like politics.
Okay.
So my junior did some work for somebody, and the person asked for pay. He said no, he wants promotion. So an apprentice was promoted in his 5th year to inspector. What does it mean? Are you getting the point? I was with the European like that, and my junior was promoted inspector. whilst I'll be promoted to artisan, junior foreman, and before become inspector. 4. But he jumped the 4 because of politics. We saw it. It isn't good. It wasn't good at all.
I see.
Everybody was afraid.
Because of Nkrumah?
Because of fearing to go to detention.
Wow. Okay, so when we are describing him, I mean Nkrumah, the younger generation will mention all the good things we've been told. You were alive.
Yeah.
You witnessed his growth in politics up until he died. What can you say about him?
Actually, he did well for Ghana. I will not blast him. If not because of Nkrumah, I will not be who I am today. But the other side of it, that is where the trouble lies. Arresting people and then throw you in detention without
any cause.
Without any trial.
Okay.
And then we who read, if you are seen holding an animal farm, you are in trouble. Or
why?
Animal farm. Yeah, it talks about politics.
Yes.
So it talks against him. And then there's a book known as African Students in China. I have those books. We order it.
Okay.
It tells you how the Chinese hail African students as kings, so that they can have that access of bringing their goods or whatever into Ghana.
Okay.
So they are treated like kings. And it's a problem. That side was bad of him. Yeah.
Can you, let's say, personally, give us some of these experiences? When you say, did you happen to be detained or something like that?
No, I wasn't detained. But one of my juniors promised that he will make sure he detains me because he has seen me reading Animal Farm, African Student in China, and 1844. Those 3 books.
That person was a member of the Pioneer.
Yes, he's a young pioneer.
Okay, now let me ask this. UGCC came in 1943. Then some years down the line, CPP came. UGCC was saying that self-government within the shortest possible time, and then CPP was self-government now. What's your opinion on both, and how have they served us?
Actually, by then I wasn't very good in this political thing, but I was seeing the papers, self-government now. I didn't know what it is.
Okay.
Actually, I wasn't deep into politics.
Okay. In the 50s, Ghana gained independence in the 57.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, where were you?
I was working
at the Ministry of
Railways.
How was it like?
Oh, it was nice. When we had independence, in fact, we were all very happy. We think gold will drop from heaven.
So at the time Nkrumah made that announcement, where were you?
I was in Takoradi.
You were in Takoradi?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we organized a train. We came to Accra to celebrate.
Can you describe that to us?
Oh, it was marvelous because people were supplying free drinks.
Okay.
Because of independence, they don't care. You go to bar, a lot of drinks, people just buy. They pay for the whole drinks in the store. Supply. So that is how we celebrate independence.
I see. Is this the Ghana you envisage? If you sit back, is the Ghana you saw when you were celebrating independence? Is this what you see today? What has changed?
The difference is too much.
What has changed?
At that time, you can easily get a job to do, but in railways, you enter as a laborer.
Okay.
And what I saw, which I didn't like, was the Nigerians has occupied every corner because they bribe their way through. And Actually, Kwame Nkrumah was building a lot of houses, we have, in Takoradi, for instance, we have these guru boys.
Okay.
Or weed smokers. I can say that weed smokers. They work in the harbor. And their work is to bring the Europeans in and then give them drinks, take them to a bar and they enjoy themselves. But Nkrumah bought ships.
Okay. 16
ships. So all these boys went into the ship to work. When they came back, they called themselves land seaman. And when they put on suits, a bank manager cannot put on because latest from UK.
Okay.
You see. So what happened was they go to housing. This house is how much? They give them the price, they pay cash. A weed smoker.
But because
they have got the cash.
Okay.
Has got the purchasing power. Then he goes again and comes and brings a taxi. Give it to a driver. He puts his mother or father in the quarters. And then the driver will work and take care of the parents. So transportation in Takoradi was very cheap.
Okay.
So it made a lot of Rift Rat boys became good citizens. You can leave your door open. Where are the thieves? They are all
gone
to overseas.
Okay.
So this is another side of Kwame Nkrumah I saw.
I see. Very
That's when I saw it in Takoradi. So we were all even, if not because of the bond, because we signed bond, I was also gone to see.
Okay. Why did you sign the bond?
We signed a bond, 5 years bond.
With the
GhanaWeb.
Okay. That you won't go.
You won't run away. You have to wait till the 5 years.
Oh. Very interesting. Okay. When we recorded our first school, you were still in Takoradi.
Yes.
How did you get the news?
How do I get?
How did you pick the news that Nkrumah's government was overthrown?
Oh, I was then working. I heard it that very morning on BBC. I like listening to BBC News.
Okay.
So the very boy who once said he will send me to detention. I as soon as I reach work, I said, "Hey, your master has been overthrown." He didn't believe me.
Okay.
Not quite about 15 minutes then. That day, no work.
All right. hold on to that story for me. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue our discussion. This is People and Places. I am Partey Narh. We'll be right back.
Sweetheart, be mindful of your health. Idea Products Nadia Makeup. I welcome you to Sigma Health and Beauty. You can call us the Beauty Embassy. Who pursue beauty more revealed with quality makeup products. There is only one place. The Sigma Health and Beauty 2022 Ghana Makeup Awards Beauty Retail Business of the Year. Of course, we are the defending champions. World-class makeup brands and Kwanyet on, you name it. Maybelline, Dark and Lovely, House of Tara, and many more. Your professionalism in the beauty industry is unmatchable. Bramientra the proper way of applying our products. Sigma Health and Beauty, Yewa Accra, Makwala, Georgina Stores, and Rollins Park, Gate 4. Fryer in 0248 138 596 and 0201 408 186. Or visit our online shop at www.beautyavenuegh.com. Sigma, your beauty, our joy.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This is still People and Places. We are having a conversation with Mr. Ernest Quist, and he's been detailing his life when Nkrumah was overthrown. Say, please. Yeah, let's continue.
Okay.
the young man who wanted to detain you. What did you tell him?
Oh, I told him your master is no more.
And he didn't believe you?
At the early stage, he didn't believe me. But later on, hey, they all went into hiding.
Okay.
They all went into hiding, the young pioneer, because they think people will harass them, but nobody harassed anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at life under Gold Coast, British rule, and then when Nkrumah took over, life under Nkrumah.
Yeah.
Can you give, was there any differences? Was life still the same?
The life was not too bad. When the Europeans were there, things were a bit cheap.
Okay.
But when Kwame Nkrumah came, there was some slight difference in commodities.
Okay.
And just slight, not too bad. The only problem is every time there's meeting, talking ill about Kwame Nkrumah, that we are going to communism. You know, when you are telling somebody the same thing all the time, it sticks into the subconscious. And then we thought Kwame Nkrumah was bad because of what we hear all the time.
Which people were pushing the agenda?
It's the opposition people.
Okay.
They have agents in railways. They have captured the union.
Okay.
And we have a very big bell. When you hear that bell, whatever you are doing,
You have to stop.
you have to stop. But in railways, when they go on strike, they don't destroy anything. The machine shop, they will give them about half a day to clean all the machine.
Okay.
The carpentry shop will be cleaned, all shavings bent, the engines will be smelled with oil so that it's not going to get rust. So there's a slogan, Yakwaba.
Okay.
Yakwaba. We are going on strike, but we shall come back to complete the work. So nothing is spoiled.
Okay.
But we always make sure the security men are on duty. We can
Even
go on strike.
Okay.
Apprentice doesn't go on strike. Security people don't go on strike.
Okay.
So that is very good of railways.
So at least when you are away, work is still going on somehow.
Yes, the security people are there.
Okay.
The watchmen are there. And then the apprentices can organize something and be doing. They don't harass it.
Okay. Now let's do this comparison. As a young man, you began work at a very young age, age 19. You went in as an apprentice. Compared to what young people have to deal with today in today's economy, is that bad?
Too bad. I don't see any progress for the young man today.
Why do you say that?
I say that because Kwame Nkrumah, for instance, he organized apprentice scheme.
Okay.
Now, they have Kwame Nkrumah Youth Organization, and they have Farmers Council. They have people who cook kinky. They have housing people working. So wherever, if you don't have work, you can go to Farmers Council and you get work.
Okay.
To do.
Okay.
And they were cooking kinky. The kinky, you can't even eat one.
It was that big?
Very big. And it's not expensive.
Okay.
You see? So it is better at that time than this time.
And what were some of, let's say at 25, what were some of the things you achieved?
At 25, the situation in the country tells me that I should learn more.
Okay.
So I was taking overseas. I discussed with my senior men and they say, hey, you have to take overseas course. So I was taking overseas course from British engineering school. So that has brought me this far, because I entered railways as a laborer.
Okay.
I can show you the documents even right now.
Amazing. Maybe we'll have a look at it after the conversation. Now, let's look at life after Nkrumah's coup. When he was overthrown, we recorded a number of them up until Rawlings, and then we entered into the Fourth Republic. How was life during that era?
Kwame Nkrumah time have been better because the union forced us to do things which we don't want to do. This motorway, we went on strike for 9 days that the motorway should not be built. I'm ashamed today. Akosombo, 13 days. They said it shouldn't be built, it's a waste of money. You see, and we went on strike for 19 days. Now, Kwame Nkrumah said it's a national affair. It's not a political affair. Okay. So what he did was, by force, we had to pay £10 each for the building of Akosombo. I paid.
Every union?
Every city, every worker.
Every worker?
Every worker.
Okay.
In railways, we have 17, union or something like that. We paid. They deduct it from your salary. But after some years, what happened, we shan't forget. Kwame Nkrumah gave us back the £10 plus the interest, plus your salary and your overtime. So we usually get pay on 27. So on that 27, those of us who get pay early, you go to the market, you buy what you want to buy. Those who get their salary after 1 o'clock going, before they reach town, there was nothing. Bicycle all gone, cassette gone, cloth gone. Okay. So we have the purchasing power, which we shall never forget.
Amazing.
So that's the good side of Kwame
Nkrumah. All right. There was Kutu Echampong, and then his policies, the housing, the resettlements of some portions of Accra. And were you in Accra by the time, or you were still in Takoradi?
I was then in Takoradi.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed long in Takoradi.
Okay. How was his reign like?
Oh, things were not too. I can't just remember that period.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
What about the period of Rawlings?
Rawlings?
Yes.
Rawlings came, you see, I think everybody was aiming for a change. So it took us, by then I was in Accra here. And in fact, it's not easy. Because we were staying at Reach near the police headquarters.
Okay, okay.
And how he was driving the plane, you ran out from your room. It's not easy. It's very tough. And that era made some people very poor today, because I saw people, their whole store, make line. How much do we sell this thing? As soon as somebody says it, the soldiers, they sell it and give the money to you. Something costing 10 cedis, you can sell it 2 cedis. So the citizens are happy, but the owner of the store is weeping.
Okay. Now there's this conversation that's I often hear. Okay, young people say that we are tired of democracy, so we should bring back the soldiers. You have experienced all of the coups. What advice will you give to them?
I would rather suggest that the Christians should take over.
How so?
Because as a Christian, you know that if you do bad, you actually pay for. But what is happening now, I don't think they read the Bible. Especially the LBTI. How do you drag this? I also met Ahimfie police. You go and stand there, and they will question you openly. They're no lawyer. So there was justice. Okay. No lawyer will tell you that technically you are guilty.
Okay.
But ordinarily you are not guilty. What sort of English is this? You are guilty, you are guilty.
Okay.
I saw it.
Amazing.
I saw it. You stand there. They'll ask you, this young girl, about 11 years, how do you know her? Then you start to
answer.
You'll be hot. So now the lawyers will tell you it is red, but it's ox red. It's not red. It's off. They will tell. Oh God, have mercy.
So you will not yearn that military should return.
You see, when a military man sees power, after some time he becomes corrupt because the gun, he has got the gun.
Okay, and
now,
also has the power.
I am, say, a captain. People in soldier, you take orders.
Yeah.
I'll just say, go and beat up this man. You beat him. Nobody will take. So military rule is not very good for Africa. It just for 1 year. If there's any change at all, it should be not be more than 1 year.
This year, Ghana turned 67. And you've witnessed the birth of Ghana. So it's her retirement and then 7 years on. What advice can you give to us?
Don't worry. The advice I will give to the youth is, number one, they must know their God. Then those in politics should know that there's an accountability. We should be careful of whoever we vote for, so that they don't come and lord it over us. This is what I see. And another problem which I've noticed in this country is we vote nationality, which is wrong.
Okay.
If I come from the north and my president comes from my area, either he's going wrong or right, I hail him.
Oh, okay.
That is our problem. We should take away nationality from politics. Put the right man there. If he's a Faframan, my English master is like that, but he knows it. He's a professor. So this is our problem. This is how I see it. We should not vote on tribal lines, no, or political lines, no. We should put the right man at the right place.
All right.
You can see what is happening.
I get you, say. All right. This is People and Places on GhanaWeb TV. I am Partey Narh. I've been speaking with Mr. Ernest Quist. He's lived through the life of Ghana. In fact, he has more experiences to share. But unfortunately, this is where we'll end the conversation. We promise you some more interesting conversation. Don't forget to like this video and share also. And then you subscribe to our YouTube channel on GhanaWeb TV. I am Partey Narh, and this is People and Places. Bye-bye for now.